everybody, to We Geek Podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 8th. Sorry, forgot the date there for a second. And of course, you're listening to us on the N.FM. And we got a big show. Got a lot of movie news, and this is going to kind of be our big E3, what we've heard, what our predictions is, kind of mixed all into one show. And even got like a few games to talk about, some turtle stuff. And yeah, man. So how's your week been, man? You've been traveling.
It's a little drive. Put about 1,800 miles on my car this week.
Oh my God, it's been fun though. I'm glad you got me out of the house. We went to Universal and Islands of Adventure, and it was a blast, dude. Like I haven't seen a lot of that Harry Potter stuff, and it was just surreal.
Yeah, they did a hell of a job on that. Yeah, I hadn't been down there since they opened the first part of it, so to see like everything they've done all at once was like, wow.
Yeah, like I'm thinking back now, and I'm like, we were in a shop full of wands, and I love all the architecture and like the way the buildings look like they were, tilted, and all the details of all the little things around, and it was fun, man. It was hot, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that comes with the Florida weather.
Yes, indeed.
But besides that, man, how's your week been traveling?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Even coming home through the almost tropical storm that like I was racing it back home, so that was fun.
Yeah. No, when I heard all about that, I was like, okay. Like most Floridians, it's nothing. It's like,
Yeah.
If it's not a tornado or like a huge hurricane, I don't usually batten down the hatches. As kind of the show knows, I've been dealing with a lot of family stuff, so I was hanging out with my grandfather for most of the weekend. Like I was super busy with him, and I'm like, hey, Papa, do you? That's what I call him, and I'm like, hey, do you need to go to the store to get any water or anything like that? He's like, nah, it's just gonna be a little bit of rain. And it was a good storm. It was one of those storms where you're like, okay, I hope the power doesn't shut off, but I like the way it sounds, the way
Yeah.
you hear it hitting the roof and outside, and it was a good little storm.
Nice.
And I hope everyone's safe and okay. I don't want to down, I don't know if it was disastrous other places, but where I was at, it wasn't bad at all. That tells you how much I watch the news. I don't know
Right.
if it was really bad somewhere else, so I apologize. But here it wasn't too bad in Florida. No flooding or anything like that. The next day it was sunny out, and I thought, hey, I thought it was supposed to rain. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been super busy. The only thing I've gotten really to play is Overwatch, because it's one of those you can hop in and hop out and go about your day. And I think like the time I was like winding down was like in the middle of the night, and I was like, all right, let's play some Overwatch. So that's about it. I did jump into The Witcher yesterday. I plan on playing a lot of that. Man, I really want to dive back into that game. I
Yeah.
forgot. I probably have asked you a million times. Have you played The Witcher?
Some, yeah.
Some. Okay. Do you own it, or did you give it back?
I've still got it here, I think, somewhere.
You still got it? Yeah, man. I want to. When I saw they released that new content, I was like, there's so much there. Like, I don't want to actually get any new games or anything like that. I want to dive back into The Witcher. I think the next game I'm going to get is No Man's Sky, and that's that'll be it for a while, I think. But yeah, man. So that's what I've been doing. Just been super busy. I did read some comics. We were going a few different places. Old Man Logan and a few other ones. And we talked about the Rebirth ones, right?
Yeah.
Last week? Okay, all right. Sorry. It's all kind of blended together. But let's get into news. Let's see here. Go ahead and take it off the top, because this is
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah, so there's some rumors going around that Brie Larson is in talks, in what they call early talks, to play Captain Marvel.
Oh, wow. That's perfect. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. I think, what did I see her in the room?
Yeah.
Is that her, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Room. Yeah,
Yeah,
not the Room is different from Room.
right, right. No, Room was really good. Like, that kid just, killed it. So did she. Yeah, that was a great movie. She actually looks kind of perfect for the role.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that. is here. We got Guardians Volume 2. Rumors suggest that the villain in the upcoming movie will be her. Do you know anything about her?
I know that her was created before him, who was Adam Warlock. She
Um,
yeah, she was part. She went by a couple different names. It was her. It was Aisha. There was a couple. She's had like 3 or 4 different names, but she was a
oh,
product of the same kind of genetic experimenting that went on to create Adam Warlock, who they called him. So
right. Yeah, I think Adam Warlock's almost a given now at this point. Um, if they're doing her, see, I've never heard of her, but I've heard of him. I've heard of Adam Warlock. But this is the thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. It's so, all over the place. We don't know much about these characters. Adam Warlock actually hasn't been in the comics for a while, has he?
I can't remember the last time he was. Um,
Yeah, I'm sure he'll make a big comeback soon. Didn't we see like some teaser art for him? Was
yeah,
it
but
Quasar?
it turned out to be uh yeah, shoot, who was it?
Was it Quasar
Yeah,
or
yeah, that was it.
yeah, yeah, it looked like Nova or one of those. Yeah, that's cool. We got Thor Ragnarok news. Details emerged saying that the Grand Master will oversee the Gladiator games from Planet Hulk. So that's cool. I mean, we heard about this last week, right? That I know it. I guess this was between last week and now that there was going to be some Planet Hulk stuff in this movie,
Yeah.
um, and they were going to pull from it. So that makes sense. I'd love to see a Planet Hulk movie, but if you just kind of take some of the things from it, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, if they, they'll if they decide to just integrate a part of it, like that'll work. Like the more I hear about this movie, the more I'm like, hey, I'm excited for a Thor movie. Who knew?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. In the last few months, I've went from okay, so Ragnarok, we kind of know that story in the comics, and then all these details more emerge about who's in it, the casting, um, the road trip movie with Hawk and him. It just all these details are like, yep, okay, I'm in. You got me. I'm glad we're not doing this. you know, Nothing to Natalie Portman, but I'm glad we're just not doing a little, you know, tour around Earth again, and some creature is released and he's got to take him down, kind of
Right.
thing. Um, all right, let's see here. We got some Justice League news.
Some like flat Justice League news.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was some rumors like what the Justice League movies were going to be titled, and they were all really weird, I thought. And then Jeff Johns is like, no, no, no. Let me clarify. The title for the new movie is called Justice League, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. That's what it should be called.
Okay.
Yep. Like I could see them doing, a sequel like Justice League of America or Justice Society or something, something like that. Um, but Justice League is perfectly fine. Go ahead and take the next one here.
Yeah. So yeah, and I see why you did that.
Yep.
The guy who directed Dope is going to be directing the Flash movie.
That's
And
awesome.
you see what I did there? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. His name is Rick Famuyiwa,
Hmm.
and he's replacing what was it, Seth Graham Greene? That was his name, I think.
Yeah.
The Pride and Prejudice and Zombies guy and whatnot.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
okay,
You told me to watch Dope. I haven't seen it yet though.
yeah,
It's
it's interesting. Like it's good. It's interesting.
yeah. Someone said it was the no. What was that movie? Never mind. Um.
I know what analogy you're gonna make because it's the one I keep hearing all the time and I can't remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good way to describe it.
Right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was the spiritual successor to I forgot what the movie was,
Yeah.
but I can't think of the name of it, but I know it in my head. So yeah, I want to check it out. I saw it and I was like, oh, these kids seem cool. Like they look like a bunch of nerds. So
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I'll watch
yeah,
that.
it's on Netflix, I think, or it was. I don't know if it
Yeah, I'll
still
find
is.
it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. I started watching this show called Outcast. Have you seen it?
No.
It's okay. So wow, my mind just went blank. Okay, it's by Robert
Okay.
Kirkman.
Yeah.
It's a comic that he did. Uh, the first 5 to 10 minutes of this show, you're either in or out, and that's all I'll say. It's on YouTube. It's a Showtime show. The first episode is free on YouTube. Um, uh, is it Showtime? Yeah, Showtime or Cinemax. Showtime. That's it. Go watch it whenever. Watch it today or whatnot. If you don't make it past the first 5 minutes, because I'm like, nope, no. I got past it, but I was like, that is some of the grossest things I've ever seen. Um, but I don't know. It's like about a demonic possession of a family or something like that. I didn't get too far into it. I'm going to finish it today, but I watched like a good 20 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And all the comments, people seem to love it. So, yep,
Okay.
another Kirkman show on television. All right. Where were we? Justice League Dark. Apparently, it was abandoned. Del Toro. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. He was supposed to do it. And now they're thinking about doing a direct to DC animated film. Which, I mean, if you're not going to do the big screen, which sucks because that would have been amazing. You know, I guess it's going to be now direct to animated film, which they do good animated stuff.
Yeah, their animated movies are way better than their live action stuff.
That's true, but this would have been such a fun movie. You know what I mean?
Would,
This
oh
could
yeah,
have.
like
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen this live action, but because it's an interesting idea and it would have required a lot of thought and some careful writing and a really good script, I can see why they decided not to put the effort into it.
See, if I was at the CW and I said, "Hey, we have Legends of Tomorrow, we have Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl," and they were like, "If we could get one more franchise in here and just make it like,
5 days a week.
yeah, I would do Justice League Dark, get all of the weird together." And so it's just not Constantine, it's Swamp Thing, it's Deadman, it's all of these weird characters in one show. It's kind of what they're doing with Legends of Tomorrow, but Legends of Tomorrow are more like the B side DC characters, B or C list. Um, I want these to be like the weird, like, and they have to go, solve mysteries, and it's almost like the X Files, but with like these crazy, Justice League Dark characters. That would be great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally dig that. And you already have Constantine. He can be you know, uh, the lead of that show. Um, so anyway, we got some James Bond news. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
this was interesting. Suzanne Bier, who's directing The Night Manager, is apparently on the short list of directors for the next Bond film
Okay, I don't think I've seen The Night Manager.
with Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie. It's on AMC.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I know, yeah, it's the show, but I don't know why. It just didn't interest me. Those are great actors, but
Yeah,
I think I saw a
it's
trailer.
yeah, it's on my list to take a look. I definitely want to at least watch the first episode, but
Yeah,
I
and it's a
guess
miniseries, right? Like I think it's only gonna be like 6 episodes.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading here. Okay, well that's better because it's like, oh, okay, I can watch that and not have to, be tied to it. Um, this is some great news. John Boyega is going to star in Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah, it looks like they might actually make this movie now.
That's so awesome. Like I never would have thought that, but when I read it, I was like, holy! And I guess he posted about it too on Instagram. I was just like, that is awesome. Like that that actually got me really excited about it because we've talked about this before. You were head over heels over the first one. I think it was way too hyped for me, and I didn't see it right. Like I don't think I saw it in the theater. I saw it on DVD or something. I don't know. I did. I wasn't. You know what I mean? I didn't see it right.
Yeah.
It might have been during the day. The lawnmower was going in the background. It just wasn't the right, setting to watch it. I forgot what it was. Man, it's been years since that came out, right?
Yeah, it's been what, 4, I think.
Yeah, jeez. Now I didn't see this, but I see you put here that Fast 8 some photos from the set were released.
Yeah, a full cast photo and some stuff like good promotional images, but
Oh,
nothing like it didn't break any news or anything.
I did see this, and I saw that the guy from Game of Thrones is on it, or at least it looked like him with the red hair.
Uh,
Christopher Hivju or something like that. It's he's on Game of Thrones as, yeah, let me find him. He is Tormund Giant Spain.
Oh, he's the
Horrifying.
wildling. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because I noticed the beard immediately. I'm like, oh, that guy. You know, he looks like the Oh man, we're just gonna move on because I can't think of the name. It's that show we were talking about at Islands of Adventure with the food stuff. And they're really crazy about what they do. It'll come back to me. I'll think about it on break. But he looks just like the guy from that YouTube channel. Anyway. Go ahead and take the next one since it has your name.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers has been kicking around a Logan's Run remake for years now, and apparently Ryan Condal, who was the co-creator of Colony, which did really well, has signed on as the screenwriter.
Oh wow, okay.
So
Now,
progress.
I was never. Yeah, I seen it a while ago. Did you like Logan's Run?
Dude, I haven't seen it in so long.
Right.
That's definitely one I'd have to go back and rewatch because it's been, I don't know, 15 years maybe.
Yeah.
It's just been forever.
Yep. Oh yeah, man. All right, let's see here. We got Friday the 13th. Next film to be Jason's origin story. What do you think of that?
That'll be interesting because I look like if there's one part of Jason's history that hasn't actually been explored, it's the day. Spoiler alert! It's the day that he drowned.
Right.
So, and if that's a spoiler, I'm really, really sad for you. But
right.
But like that, I don't know. Like that could be interesting, and like take it, like it's obviously not going to end with him drowning, but like that would be a great like end Act 1 point, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we talked about this. That's interesting. I don't know if you're right. That's a story we haven't seen before. I'm curious how that would play out. Like what kind of movie that would be, and then end in this terrible, drowning or whatnot. But by the way, I found out what I was talking about. Epic Mealtime is the YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah.
And you know Harley Morstein, the main guy with the big beard.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I was like. Oh, is that the guy from Game of Thrones, or is that Harley Morstein in the Fast and Furious movie? Either one would have been great. Yeah, he's hilarious, dude. I saw him on the Game Over Greggy show one time, and I was just like, this guy is hysterical. And I never really watched Epic Mealtime until I saw that, and I was like, okay, I gotta give these guys a shot. And
nice.
Yeah, their channel was either disgusting or made me really hungry. Stuff they put together. Oh man. All right, we got some. Now this one kind of came out of left field, but I guess they're just making Ubisoft games, all into movies. But Tom Clancy's The Division, Jake Gyllenhaal to star in and produce film based on video game.
Yeah, like what?
So the game's actually gonna have a story now. Oh man. God, why are we getting these kind of films? You know what I want to see? I want to see an Overwatch Pixar movie. Like I want to see, or just have Blizzard do it. I want to see a full-length Overwatch movie. The more I play that game, I'm like, these characters, I want every action figure, every pop vinyl of these guys. Oh man, sorry. But we're getting all these Ubisoft movies. The opening scene for The Division is a cool little, like, this is what happened. I couldn't tell you why they're doing it. Why these Division people are called into action, or it just didn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, first off, it's a Tom Clancy premise, which is always like a big stretch of just like, hey, here are the things that that like we created that you've never heard of, that don't exist, that are always like, it's always like we're the last line of defense or something, or like when everything else fails they call him or something like that. It's always it's the same kind of deal.
Did they ever make a Splinter Cell movie?
They talked about it. That I do remember. Like that was something that was always kind of but they never did. That would be interesting. Like I'd watch a Splinter Cell movie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about a Division movie. Like I know like I'd watch it, but I don't think I'd get real excited for it.
No, not at all. I'm not excited at all about it. We got whoa. Okay, so I didn't see this. Moon, a Duncan Jones sci-fi film to get 2 quasi sequels. So what does that mean? Like what?
he's trying to get a trilogy set up in his Mooniverse. Yes, his word, not mine. Although I wish I could take credit for it. Uh, he's he's trying to have uh, like two sort of like not exactly spin-off films, but
Hmm.
they happen in the same area. They happen in the same universe.
Interesting.
The next one is called Mute. That much I do know. He's been working on that since Moon, and just hasn't been able to get it made yet.
Hmm.
But one thing about Duncan Jones is he never gives up on a project he really wants.
Right, right. Well, I get, I don't know. Apparently, Warcraft's doing fantastic worldwide, so I'm curious what it's going to do in the States. I wonder if it's one of those, like, if it does good, he'll want to do it, but he'll want to do his movie first.
Yeah,
He'll want to do, so we wouldn't get it for a few years. I don't know. I really loved Moon. Like, that soundtrack, too, is just, it's perfect.
right.
So good. It's a little depressing, but it's really well made though. Like I don't know, it's good. Um, what is this? Bill. How do you pronounce the last name there?
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. Yeah, cast as Pennywise.
Yeah, they had to recast because I forget who it was they had originally cast had dropped out.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'm looking him up. He doesn't look familiar.
I
What
was
is he?
in. Oh, yeah, you asked me too quick.
Yeah, I mean, I see him in it. Hemlock Grove, but I've never seen that.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna be. What is he? Oh, so he's playing Pennywise. Gotcha. He looks like he could be Pennywise.
Yeah, doesn't he though? Like he's definitely got the look down, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Those eyes. Um, yeah, I know that movie scared a lot of my friends growing up.
Yeah, that was one that like if you're afraid of clowns, then it's gonna get you at whatever age. But
Yeah.
otherwise, like it's definitely a like you have to watch it as a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. We got some Transformer 5 news.
Yeah, we're gonna
Uh,
talk about this
yeah.
because
Okay, well go ahead.
I want to know why. Why is Anthony Hopkins that desperate for money? Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Why? Why is Sir Anthony Hopkins going to be in a Transformers movie? Why?
Why? But why not?
Because
Is
they
he? What do you think?
suck.
He's above it?
I think that yes I do I do I
He
think
was
that
in Thor.
yeah, but I mean he played Odin, like that was somebody, the idea of the role would be like there is gravitas to be needed there, like this is the Lord of the Nine Realms and so on. I could see
I,
Anthony Hopkins as Odin.
well, I
They
mean, Leonard Nimoy was in it.
Yeah, but I mean that goes back. Like that's a sci-fi connection, and I'm still not
Okay.
crazy about how that happened either. But
Right.
I mean, like there's just why? Like I don't, because he's not gonna play. He's gonna play like an actual like live action role. He's not
Oh,
voicing. Yeah, like when I first saw this, I thought, oh, maybe he's gonna be Unicron, and this is gonna be an interesting movie for once. But no, he's actually gonna be on screen.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's my problem with it. If it was like, oh, he's cast and it's a mystery, then like, I'd be like, oh, maybe he's gonna be Unicron. Maybe this might actually be worth watching. But no, he's actually going to be somebody as Anthony Hopkins. I was like, don't why?
Yeah, he'll probably be the villain. Like I've kind of lost track of how many Transformer movies. Oh, there's 5 of them, I guess now. But like, it seems like everyone there's some human or the last few that's like, nope, screw humanity. I'm gonna help them out. You know.
Right, and especially when it was a dude from Grey's Anatomy who, like, honestly, all he was missing was like to twirl his mustache.
Yeah.
He was such an antiquated type of villain, but like he would have been better if they let him actually twirl the mustache, because then it would have. But like they tried to take Snidely Whiplash and make him serious, and that just doesn't work.
Right. You know what? You know, I The only hope I had for this movie when I heard Robert Kirkman was going to be involved, but I don't even think he is anymore.
I
Because that
don't.
would have been kind of interesting, like a different take on it. But I don't know, or at
Yeah,
least
but
a name that I recognized.
yeah, but how much input would he have actually had? Like this, the Transformers movies have the I would imagine almost more lockdown than the Marvel movies in terms of like we have a formula, we have a system, we have a look, we have a ridiculously low standard for writing quality that we cannot rise above. Uh,
Right.
you know,
Well, I
like it,
think it's a what do you call it? It's made by. It's not like two writers. It's like 10 writers.
no, yeah, oh no, it's a committee. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely a committee. They're Camel movies for sure.
yeah.
But like I don't I just why? I understand why Mark Wahlberg did it because he wanted to see
Oh
if
yeah.
he could find something worse than The Happening. And
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, man, they're getting paid a lot of money to do that, and
I
as much
know.
as we rag on them, kids love them, dude. Like kids eat up those movies, and
In
people in like China and the crowd overseas, they love that stuff. They
and
do
in
huge overseas.
I know, but like in 10 years nobody's going to be talking about these movies unless they're still making them.
No, I agree. I agree.
And
It definitely lost its way. I liked the first one. I thought people thought I was crazy because they were like, "Oh, that's so bad," blah blah blah. And I was like, "No, I actually liked the first one. It was a smaller, you know, film. I thought Shia was great in it. It was a cool little story, and then it just went off the rails. Three was okay, I thought. When they were in Chicago, that end scene was just amazing, but nothing. The second one was garbage. The fourth one I didn't like.
now Optimus Prime can fly into space.
Right.
Like where in the hell has that been for 3 movies? Like
Right, exactly.
I just oh god. And they're
Yeah.
just I mean it's just because they drag on and on and on. I mean, how long was that last movie? Like like 2.5, 3 weeks?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was two or three
Uh,
movies combined. I thought when we were watching the third act, and then I hit on, I don't know, it was Prime or something like that, and I looked at where we were at. I was like, "Oh shit, we're halfway through the film and now we're going to China." Like,
right.
what's going on? What is this, a season? What are it was
Oh,
ridiculous.
I mean, I don't, and I mean, I could go on and on about this, and I might for a little bit yet. Um, like the only thing that's kind of neat is like, did you see they showed Bumblebee's new Camaro model?
No. Was it cool?
Yeah, it was like, hey, cool, that looks neat. Like I'm not a car guy, but like I was like, hey, that's a cool looking car.
Oh man, I want it to be the bug.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that'll happen.
Why not?
Because we live in an age of commercialism and
Uh,
irony. Like if
I know.
they'd only like reference it, it wouldn't actually work. But
Right. All right. Well, we gotta take a break. When we get back, we got some TV news, and then we'll jump into video games. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. See you guys in a minute. Welcome everybody back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And we got some more news to talk about real fast to finish up the movie news. There was some Ocean 11 news. Kate Blanchett, reportedly joins cast for all-female remake. We talked about this before, right?
yeah, because there's uh oh I think Julie Roberts and there's somebody else who's been
Right.
attached or rumored or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh, hey, why not? I mean, the last one. People forget that the last one was a remake.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I was never really a fan of the series. I never saw the original. Um, when when the other ones were announced, the ones that we all kind of saw.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. There's a lot of talent in these movies. But when I watched them, I was like, maybe I was just in a weird spot. I was like a teenager, I think. I was like, this seems like a movie for my dad. I don't know. Um, I was a little idiot kid though, so I don't think I was at the right point in my life where I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that many movies when that came out. So, I don't know. But we got before we get into like all the video game discussion, let's do some TV and real fast. What does this say here about Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, okay. So they have apparently worked out a deal for him to do a one-off appearance at UFC 200.
Okay.
Because Brock brings in huge money for WWE, so he can kind of write his own contract.
Okay.
Which is what he did when he came back. So that he's not working but like a dozen nights a year, basically.
Yep.
But hey, good for him. If you can get it, get it. But yeah, he's gonna be facing who is it? Mark Hunt, I think. Who's big? Was he? They bill him the Super Samoan. So yeah, but without the hair. But I don't know. Like that's one that they added it to the card just as like, hey, here's another like like it's all for the money that his name draws. Like that's it.
Right.
Um, like it won't it like there's no real meaning to it other than like, hey, by the way, spectacle, event. It's like okay, I mean that's fine, whatever.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I heard like some guy got banned from the UFC match. Like, he was like a reporter or something like that, but now he's not. Did you hear about that?
No, I hadn't heard about that.
Okay. Well, I know that's about as vague as I can get because
Yeah.
yeah. What happened on Raw? Anything cool?
Not really. Raw was not really great this week.
I saw that Teddy Long made an appearance.
Oh my God, Teddy. Oh. If there's Teddy, where are the nice orderlies to come and put you back in the home? Like I love Teddy, but like
Yeah.
his character's just so Teddy. Like I feel
Yeah.
bad for him. But yeah, now they're gonna start parading out like old GMs now, because that's the deal. It's like who's gonna be the new GM of SmackDown, and so like the
Mhm.
next time we see Paul Heyman, I'm sure he's gonna make a pitch about like, oh, remember when I ran it? Like, yeah, don't remind us, Paul. Those weren't the best of times.
Right.
Huh.
Oh yeah. I think that it's sad that we can kind of look and predict out this far how much what they're gonna do at WrestleMania. Like I was looking over some things, and basically it was like John Cena, AJ Styles, big match, and Roman Reigns, and wow, why did my mind just go blank?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, yes. What do
Yeah.
you think about that? Do you think that's gonna happen?
Well, I mean, they've got like Money in the Bank coming up is Cena and Styles, and it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, especially because the promo that Styles cut last night
Oh,
was
they are doing it. Okay.
yeah, that's coming up what in 2 weeks, 2 weeks, three
Oh,
weeks, something like that.
okay.
But Styles' whole thing last night was like, by the way, first of all, you suck at wrestling, and secondly, everybody who loses to you gets buried. And we were like,
Yeah.
yes, that's what we've been saying for like 6 years now.
Right.
It was like it didn't matter because Cena was just Cena, so
Mhm.
it was like, oh yeah, nothing phases me, especially everything that happens in the ring. Like he doesn't sell, it doesn't like that's why he's so boring. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's Super Cena, and it's like, yeah, that was meant to be ironic. Like that was not supposed to be a selling point. That was supposed to be a point of how he doesn't sell.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. That'll be interesting. Reigns and
Um.
Rollins should be a good match. Reigns will probably retain, uh, which kind of sucks. But they've got to build something for SummerSlam. Uh,
Yeah.
what else
I
we
want to see
got?
Enzo. I want to see Enzo and Cash against New Day.
Uh, there's going to be a fatal four way at Money in the Bank. It's Enzo and Kaz, the Vaudevillains, Gallows and Anderson, and the New Day for the tag team titles.
That's perfect. And this, I like that. More I've thought about what you were saying, like doing. It's Tuesday, and Monday and Tuesdays, the Raw and SmackDown. I love that now we're gonna have a chance to see some of these people grow.
Yeah,
Having two live shows, where we're putting them all in one show right now,
yeah,
and like you don't, it's hard to see anyone grow it's going to be awesome to have two shows to be like, okay, well, they might not have got a chance on Raw, but here they go. Now they can do it on SmackDown.
Right, and they
That'd be
like that.
cool.
I love that about the brand extension. That was when I got back into wrestling. Was like, oh, Raw has its own roster and its own stuff happening, and SmackDown has its own roster and its own stuff happening.
Yeah.
That to me was great. And then when they consolidated everything, I was like, why? Because guys got pushed aside. Storylines didn't get what they needed, and it was just it didn't really work. At least not in my mind anyway. But I don't know. I think it'll be good.
Oh yeah. Definitely, definitely. All right, so cool. So nothing really exciting happened. Just
No,
more in the same.
we've got the next NXT takeover event. Their big like quarterly events is tonight actually.
Oh, okay.
What's on the card that I'm looking forward to? Austin Aries and Shinsuke Nakamura should be good. Um, you've got what else is on the card? Nia Jax and Asuka for the women's title. That's gonna be an interesting match.
Okay.
Um, there's of course there's Finn Balor and Samoa Joe for the NXT title. In it's a cage match. It's also in a cage match, which is interesting. NXT doesn't do a lot of gimmick matches. Most of them are
Okay.
just straight up singles or tag matches.
Okay.
So whenever they roll out a cage or something like that, I don't know if they've has there been a cage match in NXT before?
I don't
I don't
know.
my history on it's a little fuzzy. There may have like I know they've done a ladder match or two, but like
Okay.
that's about it. Um,
Man, I would love to see these people downtown.
you,
Like to
you
see the Nakamura guy or something down the street. Like that would
right,
be awesome.
right. You're just out in public and you're like, oh my god, it's the King of Strong Style.
Right. No, he was really cool. He reminded me of like a Kojima character or something when he came out.
There's definitely a little of that there for sure.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be cool. I'll definitely watch that. What time is that on?
8 o'clock tonight.
Word, word. Oh man. So is like that's actually gonna be? Is it live?
Yeah,
Okay. Damn, that's right here. I could have. Ugh, man, I could have made that.
yeah. You could.
That would have been cool.
Well,
Damn
you
it.
still could. You're off today. Go see if they've got tickets. It's at Full
That's
Sail. Go.
true. That's true.
And it's gonna like I'm telling you, like you're gonna see. I'm curious to see what they do with Balor and Samoa Joe because it's either that they're gonna cement Joe as like this ultimate badass, which he kind of already is, uh, or Finn is gonna be the first two-time NXT champ.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody else has been like, oh, they've won the title and they've had their run, and then they've lost the title, and so now they get called up to the main roster. And it's worked out really well for Neville and Bo Dallas.
Who do you think's gonna go up? Samoa Joe, Finn Balor.
Uh,
Which one did you say?
I don't know. If I'm a betting man, I say Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Just because the next takeover they do is going to be the night before SummerSlam,
Okay.
and that's where I see Balor being a two-time champ.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Balor, he's the guy that does the face paint, right?
Yeah, yeah, he does that
Okay.
whole thing,
Right.
and it's gotten crazier. Like I had fallen off for a while, so I was like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. And then instead of just the paint, now he's got like the whole headband and a trench coat and a chainsaw. And I'm like, all right, I've really missed something here.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Man, how much do tickets like that cost for the full sale?
You know what, man? I don't know, because for students, I mean, we got two. Like,
Damn. Yeah, where would I even get that? Do I just drive to Full Sail and knock on a door?
they should have they should have a link from there. Like, there should be a box office link somewhere. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, because it's the front Full Sail Live building, and it's got like the box office up front and everything. But there should be a way to actually like you ought to be able to get. I don't know if you can get them online. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I just found it. No, this is Ocala. Nope, that can't be true. We'll do that off air. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But okay, I think it's sold out.
Is it? I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
So yeah, it's all sold out for like until the end of the month. Yeah, till Cocoa, Winter Haven, Fort Pierce. Okay, so yeah, it's all sold out until then. That's cool though. Damn, it was like, oh, it was only $10. It's awesome. Not bad at all, dude.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I gotta plan that out better. But all right, man. Well, let's see here. What else we got in the news to talk about? Or we can actually probably just jump into video games now.
Well, TV. We haven't done TV yet.
Oh yeah, TV. Duh. Sorry about that. So, Game of Thrones. TV director Jack Bender tells Vanity Fair that next season Game of Thrones will only have 7 episodes. Is the next season the last season?
They've got 2 more.
2 more. Why are they only doing 7?
So that they can have 2 more.
Oh, you don't think they have that much content left?
They would have enough for 1 full season, but they're gonna drag it out and split it into like 2 half seasons.
Oh, okay. Man, it's just getting better and better.
Well, we're coming to the end game now. Like it has to ramp up. Like all the setup has to pay off now.
That's true. That's true. There's characters that are coming back that are surprising the fuck out of me. You know, I'm just like, like, and over the last few weeks, they've thrown major things at us nonchalantly. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, here's how the White Walkers are made. like, what am I watching? Oh my God, what? You know, that kind of stuff. And who came back? You know, on the last episode, you're just like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? Oh, it was great. It's just getting so good right now. So yeah, I guess don't let it drag on, because I guess if it was going on for a season or 2 past that, it might have wore its welcome. But dude, I'm curious what HBO is going to do after Game of Thrones. I wonder if they're going to like, hey, there's so much story to tell in the prequel to this. Let's do a Game of Thrones prequel. Or if they're like, hey, there's all these other franchises out there. Let's grab one of them.
I would think from a business standpoint, you would have to say, look, this is still a huge thing. Let's ride this wave as long as we can.
Right.
I mean, that to me would make the most sense, but I mean, I don't know. You also do have to start looking long term at like, all right, what can we have next to follow up on this? What can be the next Game of Thrones?
Right, exactly. Oh, the Name of the Wind, come on.
Well, I mean, Lionsgate's got the rights. They just have to do something with them.
Yep. Wheel of Time. Like, there's so many franchises out there that could be major things. Warcraft. Oh my God. I know they're doing movies, but fuck, man, Warcraft would be such a great show on HBO. All right, let's digress a little bit. We have American Gods. Gillian Anderson cast as Medea.
Media. Media. Yeah.
You say it in Star series.
Yeah, she's she's gonna be the mouthpiece for the new gods.
Nice. Supergirl. Superman is going to appear in the 2nd season.
And I am with the internet on this one. We're going to see Superman on the CW. It better be Tom Welling.
Yeah, I think it is. I think, we heard rumors that he was going to appear in the last season of like The Flash or something like that. It makes sense that they held off, and he's got to be in this.
Yeah,
he's got to be Superman in this, and that would be perfect.
Like scrap the continuity idea. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, but he was Superman in this other show where they had another Supergirl. Forget that. They cameoed.
Guess what?
Yeah, right.
The Flash just changed everything.
Yeah, right, exactly. So there you go.
Boom! The Flash just altered all realities.
Yeah. And I mean,
this reality or whatever.
And I mean, they had Christopher Reeve on Smallville not as Superman. So I mean, let continuity go for the sake of, hey, we can do something cool for the fans.
Right, but see, that's the beautiful thing. When the Flash did what he did, there was a flashpoint. And now they can take it anywhere moving forward. The show could start out in the most craziest direction if they want to, because now so much has changed. That one event could have really drastically changed the entire universe. So
big time.
Oh yeah, but we'll be back. When we get back, we'll talk about video games. Can you listen to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM? See y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and man, we got a lot of video game news to talk about. We're gonna talk about video game news up at the front, and then we'll kind of blend it into more like our predictions, and then what we want from E3, our pie in the sky, all that kind of stuff. But we're just gonna basically be talking about video games, and the next week, we'll have most of the news by the time we record. So yeah, we'll have a lot of that. Let's get into it. Kind of off the top, one of the news that stood out for me that I really liked was a rumor that Bethesda was going to announce an HD remaster at the E3 press conference for Skyrim. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure what else they would be there to do.
Well, there's tons of stuff. I mean,
Like what? Like talk about, hey, new content for Fallout 4, or the next thing happening with Elder Scrolls Online, or
keep going.
I don't know. I'm tapped.
Okay, so they'll probably talk maybe about, well, probably not about the Fallout because they still have some expansions. They'll probably talk about the Doom expansions that they're doing. Probably Wolfenstein 2 is what I'm thinking. And they also have Quake. Like, there's some things that they can discuss that hasn't been announced. By the way, that's a little prequel for my predictions, because I definitely think we're gonna get a new Wolfenstein soon. Probably announced or something like that. They have the card game that they made, the Elder Scrolls card game that's gonna go against Hearthstone, which, I mean, I could care less about, I guess, but they'll talk about that. And yeah, I mean, the Skyrim one's the big one. I mean, that, to me, in my video game history, there's games that stand out. Skyrim is one of those games that stood out where I was like, holy shit, like this is a video game.
Yeah.
Like it's set, the path for games like The Witcher 3 and stuff like that. Like, it's just so big, so massive, so much to do. It was a corner, I don't know. Did you call it a cornerstone? I don't know. It was one of the games that just stand out for me. So I don't know how many times I can say that without trying to change it, but yeah, it was the game. So knowing that this was going to be hearing this is going to be remastered, dude, I'm totally in. I could play it all over again. I'm sure it'll have all the old content, maybe even some new stuff. But yeah, dude, I think Bethesda has enough to do like an hour conference. They'll Fallout. We talked about it last year, how like, okay, this will be the year they do it. They'll go away for a year and then they'll come back in another year or two and talk about whatever the next Elder Scrolls is, because that's far out and they probably won't announce it until like they did with Fallout, like that year. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm pumped for it.
I'm curious to see what they're working on. And yeah, like my thing with a Skyrim remaster is I will believe it when I see it, and then I will immediately go pre-order it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, that was I remember reading back in the day, the first game they ever made for the Xbox One was an HD version of Skyrim. They wanted to see if they could port it over, and they did, and then they left it there, and nothing has been done with it ever since. It was a way for them to mess with the system, and figure it out, and then that was it. That was it. They left it alone, and then they of course went on to make other games. So that's why I always thought it's gonna happen, because that's the one game that people were like, if you could name 5 games that you could get an HD remaster from the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, that's one of them. That has to be on the top of a lot of people's list. Like, hey, I'd like to bring that over. But yeah, man, dude, I'm totally in. What else we got here? Go ahead, take the next one.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were dreading.
Yep.
Konami has announced that they are doing something new with Metal Gear Solid 3. They're making a Metal Gear Solid 3 themed pachinko machine.
That's what everybody wants, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm craving.
So Konami can go jump off a cliff. And because this is what we knew was going to happen. As soon as the Konami Kojima thing fell apart, this is what everybody went, well, great, now these things are going to be on stupid casino machines. That was
Yeah, but
exactly what everybody knew was going to happen.
yeah, but man, next time you go into a casino, you're gonna see a big Metal Gear sign there, and you're gonna think, "This is great. This is what I wanted."
And it's going to be the same as the ones that are Hello Kitty themed. Like it's nothing but cosmetic, and it's just it. Uh,
I know,
to
man.
hell with Konami. I'm so done with them.
Yeah, dude. It's yeah, man. I completely agree. It's yeah. I mean, I think we all know the last Metal Gear game was kind of that was it. That was probably the last in the series you'll ever gonna get. That's true. Um, Even I'm sure they'll make another one, but I don't know. Doesn't look like they have any plans in the meantime because I mean they make a lot of money with the Pinko machines. Like they actually made a shitload of money last year with it. You know, maybe it's smart from a business perspective where they're like, hey, this is making a lot more money for us. You know, clearly they're not. Their head is not in the video game world. They don't really care. Obviously, what they did, you know, to Kojima.
Yeah,
But if that's the case, then give those franchises to other companies. Like sell them to other companies to do stuff with. Don't use it as a skin for your machine. Like Jesus, oh, that was
yeah, but
so
if
bad.
they
I
can,
I saw the trailer. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
right? But like I don't know.
Yeah. We got Destiny. Basically, Bungie plans to announcement for June 9th, which I imagine is going to be their next expansion, the Wolves one or whatnot.
It's gonna be something with the Iron Banner, I think.
I think I'm pretty much done with Destiny until like Destiny 2. You know, I could an Iron Banner expansion. Come on, I don't know. They just had that one update that added a new something or another. I didn't even bother. I don't know. I feel like nothing's gonna get me back into that game until like a substantial expansion or like something big like their last big one, the Taken King or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't think anything's gonna get me back in until something like that. And it's a shame because I have a group of friends that we all kind of met and got together with Destiny, and now everyone's all over the place. Some people can't get out of the division. I feel like they're stuck there, and I've tried to help them. No, I'm just kidding. I know they're listening. I'm just joking around, but yeah, they're like that's all they want to play. Where I'm like, hey, there's Overwatch and all. I can't get anyone to budge, so I've had to venture out. I actually got to play real fast. I got to play with the guys from Talking Games and Broken Thumbsticks the last few weeks now. In Overwatch, because that's what they play. Like I jump into their party, and like it's all six of us on a team in Overwatch, and it makes the world of difference. Where you're teaming up, you're switching, you're telling each other when your specials are ready, and you're countering, and it's just like you see the other team, and then it get to it got to the point of some matches where you see the other team see that we're all like in a group and they just drop because they're like nope, nope. They're like we're not doing this today, and it's great. I've been getting a lot of trophies because of it because like you just the way you team up is it's just so much fun. So
nice.
yeah, oh yeah, I've been playing that, and some people in my group got Overwatch. There's like two or three of us, but it makes a world of difference when you have a full team. Like it is so much fun. Like I'm having more fun with Overwatch right now than I was with Destiny. And I think it's because Destiny felt like it was fun. It was fun to play with everybody. That's what made it great. But at some point, it was like we're just grinding. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not at that place at Overwatch. And I know it's like the honeymoon stage with Overwatch right now, but I don't feel like if I took off for a week, I wouldn't feel like I'm behind and I will never catch up and everyone's light level, 600 or something.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So it's just so good, so good. Um, all right, let's see here. What do we got? What other news we got here? Go ahead and take the next one.
yeah. Did you see this?
No, no.
Oh, this was awesome. Volition, the guys who did Saints Row,
Oh
They
yes, I did.
Did you
Okay,
see this
sorry.
trailer? Yeah, it's their new game. It's called Agents of Mayhem.
I don't know if I like that name. That's kind of silly.
Yeah, but I don't care. Like it looks like, oh hey, we decided to make a not Saints Row game that's gonna be kind of in the same crazy style as Saints Row. I'm like, I'm in. I'm sold. And the
Right.
trailer was great. I loved like the very end where they were like, and you got this street gang together instead of like elite soldiers. And like she spins her chair around and she's like, a street gang, huh? It's like what is and it's like that would ever happen or something like that, as she's sitting under the Saints fleur de lis symbol. I was like,
Right.
I love it.
Do you think they're gonna tie it into it?
I don't think so. I think it was
No.
just I think like stuff like that's just fun little fan service Easter eggs.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna be like, I'm sure there'll be references and callbacks and whatnot, but I don't think it's gonna be tied in or anything.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
this reminded me, like, this looked like if you crossed Saints Row with Big Hero 6.
Mm.
Like, that was the way I looked at that. I was like, this is exactly what that reminds me.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. It did look like that. Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Saints Row was fun. They just had a big sale on the Saints Row game on the PlayStation Store. Maybe that's why. Yeah, they just had a huge sale on it where I think you can get the last Saints Row plus the Get Out of Hell or Gat Out of Hell or whatever it was called, um, for like $12 or something like 10
Nice.
or maybe it was like 8.99 or something. It was like some silly low price, and it was that game. It was like the superhero one. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, all right, let's see here. Uh, Halo Wars 2. Oh wait, actually, we'll be right back, and then we'll get into some Halo War 2 news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And we got a lot more video game news to talk about. We got Halo Wars 2 concept art for unannounced sequel leaks. So that's a thing. Did you like the first one?
You know what? I didn't really play much of the first one. Like, I played like the demo for a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't really interesting. Like, I don't. It wasn't for me really. I don't know.
It's the top-down shooter, right?
It's a no, it's a an RTS. It's not.
RTS, that's right. I think I played that way back in the day. Okay.
So
Oh,
they're
so that's a thing.
Yeah. So they're doing another one. Okay. Well,
Well, it's always RTSs are weird on consoles. Like, it
yeah, they
doesn't make
are.
much sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Great for PC, even good for tablets. Like that makes sense.
I
But
believe that. Sure.
yeah, yeah. But console, it's weird.
Yeah. If you're gonna give me an RTS, give me Command and Conquer Red Alert 4.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or just
Um,
re-release. That's the only thing that bums me out about not having a PC, is that none of the old Command and Conquer games will work.
yeah, man.
I,
Oh man, Oh man, give me another Warcraft RTS. Like it's been too long. That needs to be a thing.
yeah. What was the last one for that? 3?
3. It's always been rumored that 4 is going to be dropping, but it's just because World of Warcraft. That's all the story. It's right there.
Yeah.
They the way I see it, they could do it is they could do. They have expansions on World of Warcraft. They could do it where they drop Warcraft 4, and it's kind of like you have a TV show and then a movie, that kind of thing. Like it's this huge, compressed, epic story, and then the next year, the Warcraft adjusts to whatever happens in Warcraft 4. Like the world changes. Or you could have the actual World of Warcraft game change to the events of what happens in Warcraft 4. And
Yeah.
it's like you have to play that game to kind of get the story. Um, you know, yeah, I don't know. They could do that so well, but Blizzard they got so many plates they're spinning right now.
Right.
Their RTS also has been StarCraft. That's kind of what their big MMO is Warcraft. RTS is StarCraft. Their first-person shooter Overwatch, and then Diablo. That the Diablo type game. So it's they have they do great in all the genres they do. But man, I'd love a Warcraft one.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Real fast, because I don't think I saw it on here. Did you see that Overwatch is apparently rumored to be they're working on cross-platform for Xbox and PlayStation?
Interesting. Not entirely unsurprising.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic. Like, I love that because my buddy has an Xbox. I have an Xbox, but I don't want to buy Overwatch for two systems. Hell no. I'd like to buy these kind of games for my system of choice, the PlayStation, and still be able to play on the Xbox people without having to, you know, without having to buy the game twice.
Right, and there's no like this is not cross network play is not going to kill sales for one system or the other.
Oh no,
It's like
not at
because
all.
people don't buy systems for third party titles.
No,
They
you buy it for the exclusive first party
exactly.
titles. That's it. Yeah. So like Destiny should be cross-platform, Overwatch, these big games should be cross-platform where you're like,
Can you
hey, I have
can you imagine Call of Duty cross platform?
oh my
I mean
god, that'd be great.
that's the for whatever anybody may think of the franchise. I mean that's the king right there.
Right, that is the king, absolutely. Definitely not PC though. I would never want it to be cross-platform with PC
No,
because
no, let's stay away from that.
mouse and keyboard is just way more superior. Oh man, I wish I could do that on my PlayStation. I wish they were just like, oh, now you can play with the mouse and keyboard. I'd be like, okay, sold. I'd go out today and buy a wireless keyboard and mouse for it, in a heartbeat. Because sometimes I'll play. I do it mostly in the living room and whatnot. But sometimes I bring my room and I put it right next to my big computer monitor and hook it up because it's easier to just sit in the computer chair and do it. But dude, I would totally do that in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
nice.
Oh yeah. We got some Injustice news. A few different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess at first Ed Boon kept continuing to tweet, little hints that they were doing Injustice 2. It was almost a guaranteed thing.
Right.
And then GameStop, I guess, leaked a little, ad or something, a little poster
Yeah.
with Batman and the Flash. And like Ed Boon, I think he tweeted some picture of like people to invite to the party, and it was like Obama and like all these cool famous
It's
people or whatnot.
Oprah and Taylor Swift, and then at the bottom it said GameStop, and it was crossed out.
It was crossed out. It was perfect.
I loved it. I was like, he's funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a GameStop exclusive promo poster that leaked online.
Yeah.
And then they're finally like, well, fuck it. Everyone knows now. Let's release the trailer. So they did. I'm sure that's fine. When they come out on E3, we're gonna see the characters. We're gonna see them in action. We're gonna get some roster news. That's fine. Not everything's ruined. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm sure like this was part of a bigger thing. They were like, and here's the trailer, and now we're gonna talk about it, and it was gonna be a whole thing. But now it's like, okay, well, we're still gonna show the trailer, but now we're gonna still talk about it. Like
Right.
This doesn't change whatever plans they had. I'm sure.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Because what's the most exciting thing about these are you find out the roster, you find out the setting or story. Like that was the coolest thing about Mortal Kombat. I was like, okay, I want to know who's in it, like who's not in it, who are the new characters. And I'm curious about Injustice because didn't like some of them die? I forgot how that ended, but like some of them died. I don't know.
Well, but I mean, here's the thing: you're dealing with alternate universes.
Oh,
So-
that's true.
so
we
we
get
could-
like an evil Batman or something.
Yeah, so like we could pull from anywhere. We
That's
did see
true.
like there is going to be Supergirl. She was in the trailer, and
She
that
was a surprise, I thought.
yeah. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yep.
That looks neat. Batman's. I love how like the thing for the trailer was like everybody just kind of shows up to brawl, and then like, oh man, I got beat. Hang on, now I have to have armor, and
Right.
now we'll go do this again. Like that was interesting, especially because like Batman went through two armors. It was like his first one that was like, all right, now he's kind of powered up, and now it's like, oh crap, there's two super people here instead of
Right.
just Superman. Now there's also Supergirl. So I need like some Dark Knight-ish armor that just happens to have the Batman Beyond logo
Right.
on it. I was like, that looks awesome.
I saw that. So that could be a red herring for like maybe there's an upgrade type system in it where the more you play, you switch to different armors or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's somehow integrated into it because the Flash did it. They all did it. So, maybe like you get a super or something like that, and that upgrades your armor. Who knows?
Yeah,
Uh,
could make for
and
an
that was
interesting mechanic. Yeah.
right, and that was Aquaman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At
Aquaman was in there too. Yeah.
first I thought it was like Hawkman, but I was like, he doesn't have wings, just the way his chest piece was. Because I was like, what is that?
Yeah. No, it
But
showed. Yeah, it showed Batman, Flash, Superman, Aquaman, and Supergirl.
yeah,
Like
that's awesome.
that's what we know so far. And I mean, of course, we're gonna have like Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. Like we're gonna have if they were in the first Injustice, I imagine they're gonna be in this one too. At
Right.
least.
I want some weird characters. I want Swamp Thing. I want,
Swamp Thing
uh,
would be awesome. I would love Swamp Thing.
yeah.
And I mean, have Grodd in it. Like that would be cool.
Oh yeah, give me Damian Wayans. Get some weird, cool characters. We're gonna see all the same ones, the Joker and all that other stuff, but I want some weird ones. I want Booster Gold. I want Blue Beetle. I
I'll
want
take.
some weird,
Let's
just
yeah, bring on
static.
Talia. Like that would be
Oh yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah, Static Shock. Like let's get weird.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it would be, man. It would be totally sweet. But you know, I don't know. I'm interested, definitely interested. This is where they can get weird and they can get the alternate universes, like you said. This would be awesome. So yeah, dude, I'm totally in, totally in. Um, all right, what do we got here? Where are we? Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 12 HD remastered. Titled The Zodiac Age, announced for 2017. Now, did you ever play Final Fantasy 12?
I hated this game. This is where the franchise went to hell.
Oh,
I
so you're not excited about this at
I
all?
hated 12. Like I knew this was coming. As soon as they were like, and we're remastering these games, I'm like, it's a matter of time before we get 12. I hated 12. I absolutely couldn't stand it.
So what? Cause I never played it. What was the big? Was this the one that was Lightning, or no? That was 13,
That was
right?
13.
Okay.
12 was the first one that was like, hey, what if we did like an action RPG instead of turn based?
Gotcha.
And I mean, here's the thing, like the mechanics of it are fine. Like it wasn't that it was broken or anything. Like it worked fine. It was just I hated the characters, I hated the story, and which is terrible because I love Ivalice. I love that particular Final Fantasy world, but I hated everything about it. The what was it? The Gambit system, like it was awful. Like all of this was just terrible. I mean,
Hmm.
it worked and it was fine. It was just it sucked. Like it was not fun to play. And
Right.
that was where I was like, okay, if the tutorial for this is like, here's a car owner's manual, and here's a yellow pages, and here's a stack of old World Book encyclopedias, and you've just about got how thick the manual would need to be. I was like, I have no interest, but I don't want to play this.
Right.
I don't. Like, I could learn two languages and how to count cards before I could have learned to play that. I have
And this game got like great scores across the board.
yeah, I know I'm kind of the outlier on this, and I'm totally fine with that. But just God, I hated this game. I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of people loved it, and it was that's the thing. Like it's kind of it's very much like personal preference in
Hmm.
terms of just like I did not want to need to get a second degree just to play this game.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
And but if like I know like if you did it was a great experience and whatnot, but like I just that's not what games should be. Like I'm sorry, I did
Right.
not. I didn't show up to play Eve in Ivalice. I didn't. I did not want that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe, and I mean, here's the thing. That was God 8 years ago now when I played it. Like, so I don't know
And it was
when.
PlayStation 2, like, and I think this
Yeah,
is the first time there's been a remake or remaster or anything of it. Like, you had to have a PlayStation 2 to play it.
yeah. It hasn't been ported or anything since. So
Right.
I don't. What when it comes out, I'll get it from GameFly and I'll give it another shot. And look, and if I enjoy it the second time around, I'll be happy to come out and say, you know what? I okay. let's do this. I don't plan on that happening, but
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. All right, all right. I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, no, it was tactics because I was like, where was Ivalice? Where
Yeah, yeah, that
that
was
world?
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I,
Okay,
I
cool.
love Tactics. Tactics was fun.
Yeah, why don't they bring that back?
They've been doing. They did something that was Tactics not that long ago, didn't they?
I
Or
don't.
in the same vein, wasn't there?
They did. There's a Final Fantasy 3DS game. Um,
Well,
but
isn't World of Final Fantasy kind of Tactics-ish? I thought.
what's World? Final Fantasy Explorers is the one that I was thinking of. What's World of
That's
Final
it.
Fantasy?
That's it. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Right, right, yeah. I heard Xavier Woods talking about it, so I was like, oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Um, what else we got here? We got some Watch Dog 2 news.
Yeah, by the time this episode airs, there should be an announcement, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
they're doing a trailer. Like everybody knows it's a thing. They're doing the premiere of the trailer.
yeah, it looked like a new protagonist, and it looked like it was set in San Francisco.
Okay.
I never played the first one. I knew it was set in Chicago though.
It's I mean like it's fine. It's a decent game, but here's the thing. The hype on that this is a game like this would be the Pacific Rim of video games. Just in terms of like the hype was so high and then you went into it and you were like, "Oh, it's actually fairly okay." Like
Right.
it was a huge letdown.
Well, I heard a lot of people saying, so was Assassin's Creed, and look at Assassin's Creed 2. Like
Right.
Ubisoft might go, okay, we've learned what the problem is, and now we're going to adjust it. This could be
Right.
their chance to, you know, make it better.
I like that's what I'm hoping. I'm cautiously optimistic about this. Like I want to be excited for this. I do. I really do. But like I remembered Assassin's Creed 3 and I was like, ah. So, I mean, hit and miss, but
It's funny because this was the first game that was, next gen, so it's crazy we're getting out to the sequel.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, they've made 3 Assassin's Creeds in the meantime. So,
right, right. Well, have they? I thought there was only. Oh yeah, there was three. Jesus.
Black Flag, Unity, and what was the other one that was in the middle there?
Which was the one in Britain? Because that's one I have.
That was Unity? No. Syndicate.
Syndicate. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
And what I played of it, it wasn't that bad. I actually kind of liked it.
No, their
Um,
newest one was actually pretty good. Like
yeah.
it was actually a progression of the franchise. It didn't just feel like, oh, it's the same thing again. Like there was
Right.
it actually did feel like a step forward. I was impressed.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely cool. Star Wars Battlefront 3 fan remake titled Galaxy in Turmoil, coming to Steam, and EA hasn't shut it down yet.
Yeah, which is surprising.
It's curious what they're going to do because as long as it's free, I don't think EA will have a problem with it.
I do, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because eventually EA is going to do Battlefront 2. And
Well,
I don't think they
yeah.
want the confusion. And also EA is uh,
Well, it's not called Battlefront. It's called Galaxy in Turmoil.
right, but it also still uses Star Wars assets.
Yeah, see, I mean, you're right. I could totally see them shutting it down. I could absolutely see them shutting it down. But at the same time, Star Wars has been LucasArts has been really good at letting fans make their own movies. As long as there's no profit, as long as they're showing it on YouTube or free, you don't have to pay for it. Fan made stuff has been something George Lucas, and I know he's not a part of it anymore, has always said he's wanted people to do. He's wanted people to go out and make their own stuff, and he will not touch it as long as there's no profit to be made from it.
Right.
I think I would hope, I guess, is that's what I'm saying. I would hope the same would go for video games, that this could be, just a bunch of people getting together, making something cool, as long as it's not sold for us a dime, why not? Let people celebrate your franchise. I totally get them going, well, that's going to take money out of our pockets because people would rather play that. Make a better game. Make a
I
better Star Wars game.
and
But I,
and the people said amen.
yeah, yeah. No, so that's wishful thinking, but you're right. Corporate's going to come in and they're going to go, nope, shut it down. We're the only one doing Star Wars. I agree. That's probably what's going to happen. But EA would do such a favor to themselves and their company. Just not too long ago, they were voted like one of the worst companies in the world, and I
The
don't think
worst.
that.
Like they've won that award for years running now.
And I don't.
Like
I think that's crazy. I think there are so many worse companies out there than Electronic Arts, just because your video game wasn't as good as you wanted it to be. Like, I think
right.
that's outrageous. If you want to put worse company, no, I'm not going to go into it. But there's some cable companies and some other companies that are 10 million times worse. Oil companies, like there's some shitty companies out there.
Right. Like how does BP not win that award for poisoning the ocean? Like
Yeah, exactly.
But EA, but no, Mass Effect 3 was a disappointment. So screw you, EA. Like I don't.
Yeah. It's the internet.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So EA makes great games. They're one of the big. They're good at what they do. They're not my wheelhouse though. That's the problem. I'm excited for the Star Wars games, the Battlefront games, but outside of that, I'm really not. I mean, the sports games I'm just not excited about. I know they have a rabid fan base though. So it's I hope this would be really good on them if they were like, you know what? Some people made it. It's not sold for a dime. Okay, the second someone makes a profit on it, shut it down.
Right.
So that's what I would do if I were them.
I would have no problem with that. Like if they were like, and we're gonna sell it, I would be nope, cease and desist. Like I have no problem with that. And I think that EA would, they could do with a little good PR. But also, like, why not sanction it? Why not just come out and say, hey, you know what? This kind of looks cool, and leave it at that. Like, we don't have to have like an official, long, lengthy statement, but have somebody from EA, or have somebody from I don't care, pick a part of EA, just come out and say, hey, you know what? We looked over this and it looks kind of cool, and let that be that. Like, there's your kind of like. I don't know exactly what the phrase is I'm looking for, but like there's your sort of piece. Like here's as long as you're not trying to make money off of something we own, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, because that's been happening for years. Like, people have been making so much Star Wars content at their home and office. They've made documentaries about it, and LucasArts and George Lucas has been like, that's awesome. Let's embrace this. Let's get people creative, because they're doing that right now, but the next thing they might do is actually some, professional work, because some of their stuff is on that level. They're like,
right?
that gets them seen, that gets them noticed. They might even hire them. That's what happened to that one guy, I forget his name, with the Warcraft. He was doing so much fan art. Blizzard said, hey, we'll give you a job, come here. And he flew out to LA and got a job. So, like, that kind of stuff happens. Like, you want to embrace that. You don't want to shut it down. So exactly. Let's see here. What else we got? We got some Horizon Zero Dawn news. Guerrilla Games' next title gets new trailer and January 3rd, 2017 release date. So it's a bummer because everything's kind of been pushed to next year. But man, the first quarter of next year is going to be great.
Right.
It's going to be great. And that's the time of year where we've always talked about everyone pushes their games to the last quarter. And it's like, spread it out. The first and second need some love. It always seems the third and fourth are packed. I don't understand why summer isn't the big time for games. That's when kids are out of school. But I guess they imagine they're like actually out of the house and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, dude. So yeah, the first quarter next year is going to be great. Horizon's one of the games that totally shocked me. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. I was not expecting it. Did not know what it was. I was like, what is this? What? Is this the girl from Game of Thrones? Like, there's mecha dinosaurs? I was in.
Yeah. Like it looked. It was like, oh hey, this looks new, which by itself is a mind-numbing idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally new franchise. I was like, this is awesome. In the next few years, this could be like one of the big PlayStation, first party. I think it is going to be a huge first party game, but I think it's a name that you just, when you think of Microsoft, you think of Gears of War, Halo. I think that might be along those if it is as good as it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Killzone, I mean, they kind of ran that into the ground. I'm glad they're doing something new.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not trying to do like Killzone 5 or something. Like, just.
Yeah, it's worth welcome. Like, dude, put something else out there. Um, we got some Telltale game news. Company says that The Walking Dead Season 3 and Batman game will be coming this fall, with Batman trailer coming at E3. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, we got a few minutes before we have to take a break, but we'll get started. We'll kind of go into our predictions and kind of what we want. Where should we start? Should we start with Xbox, Microsoft? I'm sorry. Should we start with Xbox, PlayStation, or like the big, the other conferences?
Yeah, let's go with the other conferences first. Let's go with the developers before we get to the big 2 or 3, however we're gonna do.
Okay. Well, I had a few in here, and I'll talk about one that I talked about earlier. Now, there's been a lot of rumors that they're doing, and nothing was really confirmed or collaborated, so I kind of wanted to use this one. But that id was doing Quake and Wolfenstein 2. What do you think about that?
I like the idea of Wolfenstein 2. The newest Wolfenstein was really good, so bring on more of that for sure. I don't know about a new Quake.
No.
And not from any kind of just because Quake was what they did when they didn't have Doom coming out.
Right.
Like it was like, hey, it's Doom and not Doom.
Right.
And the best thing about Quake, Quake didn't really hit until Arena. Mm-hmm. Quake 3 Arena was where it took off.
Right.
So unless that's your target, because after that, everything kind of branched out and it became more about the multiplayer.
Right.
So I mean, unless that's where you're gonna go.
No, I agree. It was mostly about the multiplayer. The main thing is I was thinking Wolfenstein 2. That would be so great.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to kind of put them together. I think that they're definitely going to come out. It's not id. It was Bethesda, right? Or wait, are they? I'm getting everything mixed up now.
It is Bethesda owns
right.
id, right?
Right. That's it. That's right. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking either a new Quake game or Wolfenstein 2, because I think the expansion came out last year for Wolfenstein. And it was great. The last Wolfenstein game I'm looking at right now, it's one of the only physical games I own. It was fantastic. Have you played it?
Yeah. It was it was on sale a month ago, I think. Yeah.
It was really good. So I think we might just get teased it, like Wolfenstein 2. But I really think that's gonna happen. And I don't know. I thought because of Doom, Quake would be such a cool thing to be like, oh, by the way, we're working on this too.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. So what do you think? Which ones you got?
I couldn't really come up with anything for Bethesda. Because everything it just, I don't know, everything kind of seems obvious. I mean, we had the rumors about Skyrim, which I think everybody was kind of hoping for anyway.
Right.
And then we've got we know what we're gonna get. We're gonna hear some more about Fallout. We're gonna hear some more about ESO. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do anything that's gonna be really surprising, unless a new even a Wolfenstein sequel wouldn't even really be a surprise per se. It'll be great news and people will love it, but I don't think it'll be a quote unquote surprise.
Right. Well, I don't know. I was thinking about the franchises they own and what Prey 2 is happening, right? That's a guaranteed thing. And a few other things, but that was the only thing where I was like, okay, they haven't said us a peep about Wolfenstein. And Doom came out, not Fallout. Bethesda Fallout. They've had all their announcements. Everything seems so far away, and that's the only thing I think they would tease Wolfenstein 2 over Elder Scrolls, because Elder Scrolls isn't coming out for a while, unless they surprise us, unless they're like, hey, by the way, here it is. I guess that's the thing. we don't expect any surprises, but we hope there are.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. Like a new
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls would be a surprise. Like that,
It is
hands down.
exciting to think that they think something is a big enough surprise that they want to do a conference on it.
Right.
Hopeful thinking, wishful thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it made sense last year because it was all Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we had some Doom and we had some other stuff, but it was basically like it wasn't like, oh hey, and now it's Bethesda's conference. It's like, oh hey, it's the Fallout 4 conference. Like that was
Right.
and and that was cool. That was fine. That was that was their idea. So now they know how the game works. What do you bring to it this time? How do you step up? What other what other like little interesting surprises? Like what Vault Dweller? Like that was a fun little like, oh hey, by the way, this is free to play. Go download it now.
Yep,
Like,
I love that they were like, and it's available now.
Yeah.
So like that was awesome. I hope they do that. Maybe they'll do that with the card game for the for Elder Scrolls, which would be cool. I'd totally be down for an Elder Scrolls card game. Like I liked Hearthstone. It'd be cool to get into a game on the ground floor again like that. But we're going to take a break. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and see you guys in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We got more game stuff to talk about. So, we kind of did Bethesda, and, it'd be cool. Wolfenstein, Quake would be probably the rare bet. Let's see what else we got here. We got Ubisoft and stuff like that. What do you think EA will do?
EA, I mean, the kind of we're obviously going to get an update on which one is going to be the next Star Wars game.
Yes.
That's going to be their big thing. Like, and I'm sure it'll start like they're going to talk about Battlefront and blah blah blah. Oh, and coming next is like there'll be some leeway into whichever or segue into whichever one is next. Like we know the Visceral game is still in early development. Like
that's got to be the one. I think Visceral is the one that they're
I don't think
show.
so. I don't think so
No?
because there was a shareholders call or something a couple of weeks ago where they specifically said that one is like a few years out.
See, this is ridiculous because that one was announced 3 years ago. This was announced when EA got the rights to it.
Right.
And Respawn's game was just announced.
Yeah.
So
I think that may be the one they go with. Which if that's the case, Visceral's is probably only taking so long because of EA.
Okay, see, this is great. So we have the opposite. So, yes, so you'll get the points and I don't even know if we're doing points, but you'll get it if it's Respawns that they show and they're like, here it is. I'll do it if it's Visceral, because that's what my money's on. Because God, they've been working on that for so long now, and they've talked about it like it's in development. I thought, but I didn't hear this meeting you're talking about. So that's
I would love for it to be Viscerals. I would much rather see Viscerals just because it's Visceral.
Yeah,
but I don't have. I think they go with Respawns first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So we got let's see here. And that's pretty much for EA. We know they're gonna do the sports stuff. We know they're gonna they'll probably come out with an indie game like they did with what do you call it? The
Unravel. Unravel. Yeah.
Right. They'll probably do something like that because that was pretty big last year. Like people were like, that guy is adorable. You know how much he loved that. You know what he was making.
Yeah.
I'm sure they saw that and they were like, hey, let's do more of that because people like that. We're this huge company. Let's get some smaller stuff. And let's see, what is it? Ubisoft? Yeah, I think they're gonna for sure show the South Park, but we know that. I think what would be a huge thing if they were like, oh, and here's a new Splinter Cell.
But I mean they're just coming off of the Division and Siege and I don't know. I think they stick with them this year.
I don't know. I think Splinter Cell would be awesome. That's my prediction out of the field.
Yeah, I want to jump back to EA for a second.
Okay.
Because we know we're gonna get sports and we know we're gonna get Battlefield. Like we know that this is gonna be stuff that they do talk about. I want to see something completely out of left field that nobody's expecting. I want to see a new Burnout.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want. If we're gonna say, well, what do we think? What would be a surprise, and what do we want? Because like they've done Need for Speed and Need for Speed and Need for Speed, and like it's kind of been tepid every time. Because it's always been, hey, the trailer looks great, the idea sounds awesome, and then when it comes out, everybody goes, oh yeah, it didn't quite work.
Right.
So I want to see a new Burnout game. That's what I want.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has Paradise was the last one, I think. And I'm not counting any like little digital ones they did since then. Like,
right. No, well, no, yeah, I guess Burnout Crash was their last one, but I think
that was practically a mobile game.
That's true.
Like I don't count
right.
that.
I just googled it, so I was like, what's the last one? But yeah, you're right. It's Burnout Paradise. Okay. Yeah, no, that would be cool, definitely. I don't have any other EA predictions. It's all kind of the same stuff usually. They don't, and that's the thing. They have like big franchises. If I was them, I would double down on the Star Wars, and the Mass Effect, of course. We all know Mass Effect's going to be talked about.
Yeah, that's right. Andromeda, they're going to talk about that. Yeah, I forgot.
Right. So I would double down on those things, and the Battlefront. We know that they're going to talk about that. Probably, I think they said a new trailer. That stuff's interesting. Stay away from the mobile bullshit. Stay away from that nonsense. That's some of the. I was listening to a few podcasts this weekend, and they brought up great points. Like those are such the most like you don't need to spend 10 minutes talking about your fucking apps. People that buy apps are not watching E3.
Yeah,
they're doing shit.
Yeah,
they're not. They don't care that when the app comes on the store, they'll download it because their best friend said it's a cool app or something. Don't spend any time on apps.
Well, it's like why Ubisoft is gonna spend 10 minutes on whatever the next Just Dance thing is.
Oh god.
Because they do it every year, and it's always awful. Like it's always terrible. And
it really is.
Who in the hell keeps buying these things?
Well, what else they gotta show? It's like they're gonna know, and now you do a backflip. Like, God, who cares?
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, all right. What else we got here? So yeah, Ubisoft. Okay, let's go into them. I thought kind of Splinter Cell. What about like a new Far Cry? You think they're gonna talk about anything like that?
No, just because Primal is still fairly new.
But it's gone. No one even thinks about it anymore.
I know, but I think that's why you take the year off.
Okay,
because
that makes sense.
Because they did like 3 was fantastic, and then like it had a great expansion. Like because come on, Blood Dragon was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But then like it kind of died off, and it was quiet, and then we got 4, and it was like, oh, okay, great, cool, and then it did like some new stuff, and it was neat, and then like the next year was Primal, and everybody was kind of like, oh yeah, but like we liked 4, even though it was kind of short, and like it wasn't really quite as awesome as we thought it was going to be, and then they did Primal, and it was like, oh, but this looks really neat, and it's cavemen, and then like we're still kind of working on Primal. Like it's still.
Well, see, you can tell Primal was a Blood Dragon, and they were just like, let's just release this as a $60 game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell that's how it started out. Where it's like, oh, hunting and gathering and all this caveman shit. It was probably going to be a short, few hour game. And they were like, no, let's just make this into a massive, game. And it's not even that massive. It's a lot of collecting. It's a lot of Ubisoft shit. It's the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
They do every game. Yeah, no, I was thinking, all right, Splinter Cell, Far Cry. We know that they're going to probably talk a lot about their South Park, which I can't fucking wait for. That's this year, right?
Yeah, maybe.
It's like there's superhero one, something about a butthole.
The fractured butthole. Yes.
Right. Right. Like that, I can't. I love that they're switching it up. They're like, the last one was fantasy, Lord of the Rings, and this one is comic book stuffed. Oh yeah, fractured butthole. That's so great.
it's quintessential South Park, and I love like Stick of Truth is such an awesome game because it really is just like a really long episode of South Park.
They need to put that on current gens. Maybe that's an announcement. Maybe
there
they
you
say,
go.
By the way, now you can get this for $5 or $10.
Now you're talking. Well, it'll probably be like a 20. It'll be 20. Yeah, but that would be great. Like, oh, and by the way, if you pre-order the next one,
Oh, that would be perfect.
Like
Because that's the thing. That was one of those games that was right on the cusp
yeah,
of next gen, and it wasn't released for the. Everyone thought, oh well, we'll just get it on next gen because it's got to be because it's. And it wasn't. It was only PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So, and that's such a cool game. Like, any of my friends are like, "What's a good like old school JRPG?" I'm like, "Go play that." Like, that's actually in the vein of the old school,
it really
JRPG.
is. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, yeah, it's fantastic. So I can't wait for the next one. They did a really great job on the first one. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be a great announcement. Yeah.
Oh oh, yeah, oh yeah. Keep these coming out because those are good. Like that's where like Ubisoft's so weird. They have some really shitty franchises, I think, and then they have really good ones. Like they're all over the place with me.
Right? Right?
Yeah. Um, I saw a lot of things that people were thinking that Beyond Good and Evil 2 was going to be announced because that's been a thing forever. What do you think about that?
Eh,
I don't think it's going to happen.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just look. I mean, I, I don't know. You know what? I'm actually gonna say it is. I think it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna change it up. I say it will be. Why not?
Well, there we go. I don't really have any other predictions for the other ones. I didn't even do one for Nintendo. Nintendo's what's going to be all Zelda, right?
Well, they're doing two. One is basically all Zelda, and then the other one is like, and here's the other games because they're actually doing two.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're doing one. They're doing like one Monday and one Tuesday, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're
Hmm.
doing two. They're doing two different tree houses.
I wonder what they're going to talk about.
I
Wait, tree houses? Is that where they? Why?
that's their yeah. It's not a Nintendo Direct. It's a Nintendo Treehouse,
So,
which is more. The tree houses are more like here's a game and footage and gameplay and stuff. Like they're more in
hands-on.
depth with the games.
Right, right. Okay, so the direct is like, here's just announcements.
Right.
Right. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's what they did with. I remember they did that with the StarCraft, or not StarCraft, but
Star Fox.
Star Fox,
Yeah.
which bombed. I heard that game's like 3 hours.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Um,
But I
I
mean,
wonder what they're gonna talk about. What would they even announce?
well, I mean,
Pokemon.
it's gonna be stuff that they show. Like we're gonna see more Sun and Moon.
Right.
We're gonna see more Pokemon Go. Um,
Oh man, I saw that those. Did you see that Android people are getting the beta codes now?
oh, are they?
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw on the Kind of Funny group, like a whole bunch of people posted, "Hey, hey," and they were all Android. So I don't think any was sent to iOS yet. But yeah, which is a shame. That's what I have. That's what I just got, new phone. But I know you have
uh,
Android though, right?
yeah, yeah. I haven't gotten one.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sad
Keep
now.
keep.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks.
No, I'm sorry. Keep updating it.
I
I would submit it like 6 different emails and see if you get it.
I think I
Um.
still remember the passwords to like four. Trust me, I thought about it. I really did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
uh,
I know on it's well, like check mark if you played this old game that we did. I was like, I didn't do that. But those are the ones that probably got picked.
more than likely. Yeah, more than
Yeah.
likely. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Cool.
Niantic did something else before then, but I don't know. Like, there's got to be, like, where is a new Metroid game? Like a new, honest to God, not this Federation Heroes, whatever, Wii Nintendo Land ripoff crap they tried to pull.
See, Nintendo's in a weird spot.
Yeah,
No one cares about what they're doing this year. Maybe the Pokemon game. That's it. Zelda. Okay. There's nothing else announced. So they're at their point now where they need to talk about NX, and you should have got off the pot.
but
Like
they've already said they're not going to talk about
I know.
NX.
I know, and that's what sucks. Is like, okay,
Yeah,
so we don't care. Nothing you say. You're not going to excite us about a Wii U game. No one is buying Wii U at this point.
yeah,
Nobody.
very
I don't
true.
know a single soul that would go out. I feel pity for the person, the mom or something that goes out and goes, I'm going to get a Wii. This is going to be great. It's going to have it for a few years. You know, I feel bad for the parent. But anyone who pays any attention to this kind of stuff, they're not getting it. And so, there's not even 3DS games that are coming. Like Pokemon, and that is it.
Yeah,
No new Mario, no new Zelda, no new Donkey Kong, no Kirby, none of that shit. It's all just that one Pokemon game, or two of them, technically one, that come
right.
out,
Yeah,
at the end of the year, which I'm excited about. I know people who love Pokemon are. That's it. That is it. We got that and Zelda. for the Wii U that people are excited about. But man, I don't know. I wish they would have teased some NX stuff. Don't have to show all this stuff, but I wish they would have been like, here's the plan. Here's what it actually is. Don't have to show us games, but just give us like an official, this is what we're doing. It's going to be a hybrid console, this, that, that. Boom. We'll talk to you guys next year about the, more into detail. But I wish they did something like that, but they're not going to. They're going to go, and here's Zelda for 30 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just not that big into Zelda as everyone else, so it doesn't. I don't know. But anyway, what else we got here? So that's kind of Nintendo. Do you want to jump into the big two, or do you have anything else you want to talk about, Nintendo or any of the other?
Like, I'm just kind of trying to think of like what else, what can we get from Nintendo? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to rack my brain of like what can we have that's new? Like, I don't know, like a port of like I don't know, anything short of Super Mario Galaxy 2. But like, I mean, we can't get anything like that until we get NX. Like, it's what you were talking about.
Right.
Like, we're stuck in this place of like, okay, we know you're not going to do anything until this. So
Right.
why? Like, what is the point here? I don't.
Right.
I'm with you on this, man. I don't know. Like, I keep looking for something. Like, I'm trying to find anything.
There's nothing, and they might talk about their Super Nintendo games ported to the 3DS. I'm sure they'll announce a bunch more, that kind of stuff. But it's all going to be Zelda and like a few other games. It's probably going to be like that stupid Metroid shit where they're like, here's this side game that, what they should do? They should come out and talk about their apps, but they won't do that. That would be great if they were like, here's because it has been announced that they're doing what's it called? New Leaf, Animal Crossing. Come out and talk about your Animal Crossing app. It's weird. I want Nintendo to talk about apps, but I don't want EA.
Right. Yeah.
And Fire Emblem, because Nintendo would be perfect. But actually, we got to take a quick break. We'll get more into this when we get back. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. See you guys in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And right before the break, I was talking about Nintendo and their applications. And that's something they should double down on, I think. Because it would only make sense if they were like, here's an application. Here's, Animal Crossing, which would be perfect for it. And here is Fire Emblem with the other one they announced. I could see them totally talking about those two things.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Yeah.
Anything else, Nintendo, or you want to get into Sony and Microsoft?
I think we should go ahead and jump into it.
All right, which one should we do first?
Let's do Microsoft first, because their conferences first. So.
Right. Okay, I know they're doing Halo 2 Wars. Do you think they're announcing a new Halo game or teasing it?
No.
Okay. I thought that might be a tease. But now I think about it, that might eat into their Halo 2 news.
Exactly. Like, they're going to do Halo Wars 2. Like, that's going to be that'll be the story.
Okay. What I think one of the big things would be is that we all know that the Scorpio or whatnot is Scorpion or whatever it's called is going to be, they're doing two versions. They're doing the Slim, and then they're doing the better one for next year.
The Xbox 1.5, yeah.
1.5. I was thinking with that one, they announce Oculus Rift support so that they can compete with the VR.
They would have to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that the Oculus Rift would be announced that, oh, by the way, with this Scorpio or whatever next year, you get to do VR with the Oculus Rift. And that would be actually pretty fucking awesome. That would be own a PC and an Xbox.
Yeah, that would be big. That would definitely be a big announcement.
Yeah. What do you think? What are some of yours?
I mean, we're gonna get a Slim. Like, I know we have to get a Slim this year. It's the year for it. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what else big. We're gonna get some more Killer Instinct stuff. I don't know, man. A new Banjo-Kazooie to compete with the not quite Banjo-Kazooie that the people who used to make Banjo-Kazooie are doing.
Oh, that game looks great. That game looks cool.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's like, hey, we wanted to make a new Banjo-Kazooie, but we don't work for Rare anymore, so
mhm.
we're gonna do the same thing except with a slightly different name and other animals. Like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think uh I think they're gonna come out and talk a lot about Windows 10 and a lot of exclusives being on both Windows 10 and Xbox. I think over the next few, like we're gonna see computers and Xbox kind of merge together.
yeah, I agree.
And it only makes sense. Like Steam machines have their Steam machines. Microsoft should really be doing their like, here is the Xbox. It is a PC for people who love video games.
Yeah,
That's the direction they should go in. So I think they're going to be like Halo, Gears of War, all of this, not just exclusive to the Xbox. It's now on the PC as well, and it's cross-buy, cross-play, whatever.
right. Yeah, you're
Um,
gonna have like Halo Wars 2 will be like, oh, and by the way, you can play it with your like it'll be a smart glass thing
yep.
of like you can play it with your tablet, blah blah blah. They'll
Yeah.
do they'll
Totally.
do they'll
Totally.
do that whole second screen thing. I wonder if they do, because now here's something that I don't know. Did they have a remote play thing like Sony now has?
I think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
think you can play it on your computer. I also think that they'll announce the Scorpio is going to be more powerful than the 4K
Oh sure.
PlayStation 4K.
Oh yeah.
I think it has to be. I don't have any other Microsoft ones.
But
You want to get the PlayStation?
unfortunately, all your Xbox One games will not be backwards compatible at first with the Scorpio.
Right. Man, they done some goodwill though, man. I know because for example, now on the Xbox One, you can play the Stick of Truth.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is. Yeah, it is backwards compatible. Like Xbox, I give them credit when they got their butt kicked on that. They learned their lesson.
oh yeah, oh
I
yeah,
give them that
totally.
for sure.
Yep. Let's get into PlayStation. Unless you have any other Microsoft ones.
Not really.
Okay. Um, I think they're going to announce a new Resident Evil game, and
Well,
it's probably going to be VR.
we know there's going to be a new Resident Evil game.
Oh, there is?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, can I say it's going to be VR?
You certainly can. That would be
Okay.
cool. I would be down with that.
I think that's the way you I don't know, rejuvenate. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but that's
Rejuvenate. Yeah.
rejuvenate. Yeah, that's the way you do that to that series. That makes it relevant again, and do it kind of like PT was. You know what I mean? Like make it like that's imagine PT in VR.
Especially
Like
since the game that was supposed to be PT in VR got canceled.
exactly. So do that. Make it like that. Resident Evil. That would be so good. Make it VR.
I would.
And that's how you get a AAA title to VR.
Right. And here's my thing. If you gave me a choice, I would rather have a Silent Hill VR game. For
Or
sure.
Silent Hills. No, I get that. Yeah.
But like
Uh,
I don't know. Like I always like Resident Evil and Silent Hill were always like two sides of the horror coin to me.
right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. But barring that, because we're not going to be getting that, Resident Evil VR would be cool for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We know they're going to talk about Umbrella Corps. We know that's going to be a thing.
What's
Um,
that? I don't know about that.
that's Capcom's multiplayer Resident Evil online shooter.
Oh, okay. I knew it was Resident Evil, but I didn't know it was a game.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's awful.
What do you think about the rumors that Sucker Punch is going to do a Spider-Man game?
Yes, I hadn't heard that. Are you serious? Yes.
Oh, you haven't heard that?
I haven't heard that. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Pun
rumors is
intended.
that Sucker Punch is working on a new game and that it's possibly Spider-Man and possibly first party exclusive to Sony because it's, Sony.
Ah, yes.
That would be a system seller for sure.
Yes. Are you kidding? Yes, absolutely. That's
Yeah. Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
That's a great idea. Holy crap.
Yep, so that would be cool. Do you think Crash is going to be announced?
I wish, but no. Just because Activision
No?
still owns the rights and they don't want to do
Alright.
anything with him.
So that would be the ones we differ on. I know it's a long shot, but I think Crash is something is going to be announced with him. I just don't know what.
I would love for it to be. I really would. I don't see it.
Because they keep teasing it.
I
and
know.
and I know it's just probably to like get people talking, but I don't know.
That's how things wind up getting made though.
Yep. Oh yeah.
They do something like that and you're like, "Oh yeah, Crash. We want another Crash." And it's like it's not going to be a $60 title. They're not stupid enough to think, "Oh, hey, we can get full price for it." No. It's going to be like a $30 or $40 digital title, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Oh yeah. I think Kojima comes out and says something.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Yeah, he has to. Um, you know, I think that's a given. Um, I think there's two games that I really hope are teased: Shadow Mordor 2
Okay, interesting.
and Rocksteady's next game, Superman or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I love a Teen Titans game from them or something. Um, like you switch between the characters. Like how fucking cool would that be? Or like a Justice League game where you're not just Batman the whole time. You're Superman for a few chapters. You're Aquaman. You're the Flash or Teen Titans. Um, whatever they're working on. I hope that's announced
Yeah.
or teased. What else? What else you got?
Here's I think we're gonna get some more Kingdom Hearts 3 news. We're gonna finally get a better release date. Uh, I think maybe I don't know. Um, we're obviously gonna see some more stuff on the 7 remake.
Yeah.
They'll talk a little bit about 15 as well, even though I know they did the big event and everything, and that was cool. But there's gonna be some 15 talk and some 7 remake. Um, I think they tease Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I think so too. What I heard, and I thought this was really cool. I think it was in the Game Over Greggy show or something. They talked about one of their predictions was the demo. And I think I told you this. The demo of Final Fantasy VII remake to be bundled with the Final Fantasy 15. Like how awesome would that be?
That I like the internet would explode all over again.
Yeah, like a quick little demo. It doesn't have to be anything big, but it's like, oh, by the way, this is what we finished. Some of what we finished. Here's what it's gonna feel like.
Right.
Oh, that
Just redo what the 7 demo was, which
yeah,
was the start up through the first boss. Like that's
yep,
enough.
yeah,
That's plenty.
and, and that's a way for you to guarantee all of those 10 million copies or whatever they need to be sold. That's a way to guarantee that.
Yeah.
Um, what else do we got here? I think all of mine have been said. Yeah, I think Last of Us 2 is, that would be really cool. I think, you know, uh, that's what Naughty Dog's going to come out and say something. They'll probably come out and they'll talk about Uncharted and sale numbers and all that other stuff. Do you think we might hear news of what they're going to do next with Uncharted? Do you think that's too soon?
I think it's too soon. I think they do Last of Us, and then after that we'll see about where this
Crash.
goes forward. And
You're
Crash,
right.
I would love for like at the end of the last like a quick Last of Us 2 teaser announcement or whatever, and then like at the very end, Crash goes running by or something.
Oh yeah, I
Just
hope he comes out on stage with the microphone.
I,
That would be amazing.
uh,
Oh yeah, but I think actually we're running out of time, aren't we?
yeah.
Okay, so oh, we didn't even get to the book, did we? Shoot. Okay,
Well, we'll push that to next week.
push that to next week, and then we'll talk about Turtles and everything because I'll see it by then. And Warcraft, got a lot to talk about next week. So tune in. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. Make sure you visit our Facebook groups. Our Twitter is at We Geek Podcast, at the Logan Witt, at Adam Estep. Our Gmail is wegeekpodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, we got movies we're going to see, we got games we're going to play, and we got E3 coming up. So that's all going to be on next week. Talk a little bit more about Rebirth. So until next time, Captain.
Captain.